Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about what the Houston Astros should do after trading away Kyle Tucker. Yesterday, the Astros traded Kyle Tucker for Isaac Paredes, also traded for Cam Smith, and received Aiden, a Houston H-Town kid, by the way, born and raised in Houston, received Hayden Wisniewski, a 27-year-old pitcher, relief pitcher who can also start, was actually pretty good last year. Now, I love the trade. I love the Kyle Tucker trade. I think there are some holes in it, but here's why I like the trade. The Astros did something for the first time they've never done. How many big guys have we seen the Astros lose to free agency where they kind of refuse to trade? I think a lot of the fan base wanted to see them trade Carlos Correa during the trade deadline of 2021. A lot of fans wanted to see Carlos Correa traded because they felt like there was no shot of the Astros re-signing Correa, and they thought that the Astros could get some value back. What happened? They kept Correa, didn't trade him at the deadline, even though there were some rumors, and the Astros had some calls in Correa, and the Astros lost in the World Series. He left the next offseason for the Twins. Didn't trade George Springer. Didn't trade Garrett Cole. Same thing goes for Charlie Morton. Same thing goes last offseason with Alex Bregman. Continue to make the same mistake over and over again. Learn your mistake. Do it with Kyle Tucker. They were not going to re-sign him in the offseason. Not only was Jim Crane not willing to pay Kyle Tucker, as we do not see Jim Crane make big deals like, go out there and give a 15-year contract like Juan Soto just did, and a very large contract like like Shohei Ohtani just got the year before. We don't see him give out contracts like that with the years or the money. So, but look, even if Jim Crane decided to break tradition and said, if let's just say Jim Crane said, Kyle Tucker is too important to our franchise. You know what? Let's offer him a 15-year deal, like these other guys got. Well, I think most likely the Astros probably would have been outbid by other teams, and Kyle Tucker still would have left. Even if the Astros got up to that 15, maybe 12, 15-year deal range, I still think that the Astros would have been outbid, and he would have ended up somewhere else. So I think they did the right thing by letting go of Tucker and getting some nice pieces back. But you can't just do that. You gotta add in some others, and that's what if you don't, I think this trade is a complete loss. But if you can build to the team after this trade and make other moves after this trade, I think this is a good trade for the Astros. I want to talk about 3 moves I want to see the Astros make in order to, I think maybe be better than they were last year. All right, move number 1, let Alex Bregman walk. And here's why. We've heard some serious rumors that the Astros have emerged as a serious, very serious trade partner for Nolan Arenado. So I would love to see the Astros pull the trigger and trade for Nolan Arenado, send Ryan Presley and prospects for Nolan Arenado, and the Astros go and get the 8-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove winner, 5-time Silver Slugger, 6-time Platinum Glove. This year, had 71 RBIs, 16 home runs, doesn't strike out a lot, batting average is .272, OPS was .720. Year before in 2023 was an All-Star at 26 home runs, 93 RBIs. His batting averages was .266. The year before in 2022 at 30 home runs, 103 RBIs. Batting averages .293. And you replace Bregman with a player who's even better defensively than him. We saw that all these problems that some of the defensive third basemen the Astros had in-house when Bregman was injured, like guys like Shea Whitcomb and Zach DeZenzo did not look very great at third base at all. For some time when Bregman was injured, even Dubon didn't look that great at third. And they're not as good offensively as Bregman. So this, I think, is the dream replacement. You find someone who's just as good at the plate as Bregman is, and you also find someone who's better defensively than him, which is extremely hard to find. Bregman batted .260 last year. It's not as good as Arenado's 271. Bregman had 26 homers and 75 RBIs in 145 games. This is kind of close to what Nolan did. But also, Nolan would, I think, be better off in Dyken Park, where there's shorter, it's a shorter field. It's easier to hit home runs and, knock in more RBIs at Dyken Park than it is where, St. Louis plays. So I think that would be a big factor. I'd love to see this trade happen. You only got to trade Ryan Presley and some of their top prospects away in order to get the perfect Bregman replacement. And that's the first move. Let's get to the second move. Now, the second move is replacing Tucker in right field. And this, I think, really caps it off for the Astros, and it's adding in one-time All-Star and Silver Slugger, and that's Anthony Santander. This is another guy, great way to replace Tucker with a guy. You have Tucker, a guy who hits a lot of home runs. Replace Tucker with a guy who hits a lot of home runs too. 44 home runs in 155 games for Santander this year. Another thing with Santander, this is a guy who would be coming to a shorter ballpark as well. Camden Yards has a longer left and right field than Dyken Park does. So this is a great way to replace Tucker with adding in someone who hits bombs just like he does with Santander. Sign him, give him a big contract just like you were going to do with Alex Bregman. The Astros were prepared to offer Bregman 6-year, $156. We heard they were willing to, go a little bit up. So give Santander around 5 year, he wants a 5-year deal. Give him a 5-year, 105, 110, and bring him into the club. And then, that's not, you were going to pay Bregman more than that. And then the final thing I want to see the Astros do is add in a starting pitcher. Add in the sixth starting pitcher, and I want to see the Astros add in a familiar face. It's a 2-time All-Star and a 2-time World Series champion. I want the Astros to bring back 41-year-old Charlie Morton to be the sixth man in the rotation. Charlie Morton had an 8-10 record last year with a 4.19 ERA in 30 starts, 165 innings, gave up 154 hits, 85 runs, 77 earned runs, 23 home runs, 65 walks, and 167 strikeouts. The year before in Atlanta, he had a 3.64 ERA. With a 14-12 record. So what would the team look like after all of that? The offense, the lineup would be at leadoff, Jose Altuve. At the 2 spot, Anthony Santander. At the 3 spot, Nolan Arenado. Or you know what? Most likely it'd be 1 Altuve, 2 Nolan Arenado, 3 Anthony Santander, or actually maybe 3 Yordan Alvarez, 4 Anthony Santander, 5 Yainer Diaz, 6 Isaac Paredes, 7 Jeremy Pena. At 8, the DH would be a mixture of Chas McCormick, Mauricio Dubon, and Victor Caratini, maybe a little bit John Singleton. And at 9 in center field would be Jake Myers. So the bottom 2, not so great, but the rest of the lineup is good. You replace Santander with, you replace Tucker with Santander, who is not as good offensively as Tucker, but that's a good replacement. You replace Bregman with Nolan Arenado, which I think would be, better than Bregman defensively and offensively, and you replace you replace Jonathan Singleton with Isaac Paredes, who's miles better than Singleton. So let me know your thoughts on what I like to see the Astros do. And then also you got the starting pitching rotation would be Hunter Brown, Fromber, Renel Blanco, Spencer Arrighetti, Charlie Morton, and Luis Garcia back from injury. And then eventually Astros would, at some point in the season, would get back Christian Javier. We're not going to talk about Lance McCullers Jr. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.